Micronesia since 1938. Matson celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus Hyundai, home of the Kona electric vehicle, an electric heart with an SUV soul. Test drive yours today at Cars Plus. McDonald's of Guam, I'm Loving It, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on your news leader, a man who caused $12,000 in damages to a Mighty bakery back in December of last year is arrested. Plus, unsealed documents detail how more than 24 pounds of ice was seized from packages back in 2019. And the GVB president and CEO pens a letter to lawmakers assuring the ongoing quarrel with the board will not hinder recovery efforts. These stories and more right now on KUAM News Primetime.
Hafide, good evening, everyone. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. Guahusi Isaiah Uggan, and thank you for joining us. After a series of events where he allegedly caused havoc in the village of Mighty and injured several residents, 24-year-old Timothy Suda has been arrested. With tonight's top story, here's KUAM's Hannah Devonzo.
After months of running free and allegedly committing crimes against businesses and residents in Mighty, Timothy Suda has been arrested. The series of events goes back to December of 2021, where he first vandalized Daily Bread Bakery. As KUAM News previously reported, Ezekiel Dumawal was working the late shift at the Daily Bread Bakery in Mighty when he heard a commotion coming from the front of the shop. In curiosity, he went to inspect the situation.
A gentleman with a bat just started saying, "What's up?" Expletive, like, "What's up?" The B word, and so I didn't even say anything or whatever. So the moment he said that, he took the first strikes toward the glass and then just kept going at it.
While recording from his phone, he captured the man running toward him and swinging the bat at the store window.
I was scared. I was very scared. And because it was so quick, like literally less than a second, to react and get into survival mode.
In addition to destroying the glass door and windows, he also shattered Dumawal's car windows. The total damage sustained to the bakery was roughly $12,000.
Now that he's in custody, I just feel a little bit more protected now.
Following the vandalism done to Daily Bread Bakery, Suda didn't stop there. A few weeks later, officers met with another victim who alleged that he was approached by Suda while on his cell phone outside of BHP Market on Robot Street in Mighty. Suddenly, Suda allegedly accused him of calling the cops and started to punch him repeatedly. According to court documents, Suda left the scene and came back with a machete wanting to fight. The victim did not engage and Suda fled the scene once more. To add on to that, months later, Guam Police Department officers were called to the Mighty Plaza apartments. They met with a victim who alleged that Suda stopped by and wanted something to drink. He allegedly started arguing with her before throwing his drink and chair at her. The victim tried to escape but was punched and dragged by her hair. Several months later, officers were called again to the same scene with the same victim. The woman alleged again that Suda punched her and hit her multiple times. After being arrested and taken into custody, officers allegedly discovered a glass pipe containing a white residue, suspected to be methamphetamine, in his pocket. Suda is being charged with possession of a Schedule II controlled substance, criminal mischief of a motor vehicle, criminal mischief, 2 counts of family violence, and assault. Hannah Devonzo for KUAM News.
Several packages mailed to a residence in Jotnya back in 2019 contained more than 24 pounds of methamphetamine combined in documents that were unsealed today in the District Court of Guam. It noted that search warrants executed between April 12 of 2019 and June 20th of 2019 were for 5 parcels that were mailed to a home located on Jose C. Rojas Circle in Jotnya. The first package contained 2,737 gross grams of meth. The second had 2,694 gross grams, and the packages had 1,752 gross grams. All 3 were from an address in Los Angeles. The last 2 packages originated from Las Vegas and had 1,869 grams, with the second containing 2,209 grams of meth. No charges or arrests have been made. Also unsealed in the District Court of Guam on Friday was details to a search warrant executed at a home in Santa Rita on Talisay Drive. According to the court documents, it was on the evening of July 16, 2019, when the search and seize warrant was executed. Taken from the home included one Ziploc baggie with residue of suspected meth, one Ziploc baggie containing a crystallized substance suspected to be meth, 2 rifles, a pistol, ammunition, 2 prescriptions bottles, 3 iPad minis, 1 Samsung cell phone, 1 bag of miscellaneous documents, 1 silver colored bag, 1 black colored case logic bag, and 1 digital scale. No arrests have been made in connection with those cases. In viewer-submitted video, you can see a motorcycle rider and his passenger making a run towards the jungle after Guam Police Department officers gave chase and managed to run them off the road today. The incident, which stemmed from the rider refusing to stop, occurred in Dededo near some road construction at around 11 a.m. Officers were able to catch up to the pair and take them into custody. This is a developing story. It was a busy day for the men and women in blue, as sometime before noon today, GPD officers and SWAT were seen scouring the area across from the War in the Pacific Park in Asen. GPD was trying to locate a suspect relative to an ongoing criminal investigation. As of news time, the search was ongoing. Taking it behind bars at the Guam Department of Corrections, there's been major security concerns in the newly renovated unit, Post 5. The concerns came from a recent assault that was captured on a smuggled cell phone in the unit. The footage reveals inmate Jesse Delgado badly punching and kicking another inmate. The victim is heard repeatedly saying, quote, "What did I do, par?" end quote. As KUAM News previously reported, Delgado, who is serving 6 years behind bars for armed robbery and carjacking, was placed on administrative segregation pending further investigation into the matter. He's also being charged with aggravated assault following the recent attack on another inmate. In response to the video, Director of the Department of Corrections, Robert Camacho, said, quote, "I reviewed it several times and find it very disturbing to watch. It makes me more committed to pursuing this incident further and ensuring that we have this inmate prosecuted and we conduct a thorough investigation involving all the officers on duty during this incident," end quote. The inmates involved have been relocated to Post 6, which is a maximum security unit. In the meantime, Post 5 is under lockdown and will be challenging its security status to a level 1. Close supervision and questions will remain on the officers during the time of the incident. As the tourism industry begins its rebound from a pandemic-led collapse, the legislature has questions about the continued stalemate over the Guam Visitors Bureau's leadership, but GVB management has sought to reassure senators that it will not affect the execution of a much-needed recovery plan.
In a letter to Speaker Therese Terlahi and senators, GVB President and CEO Carl Gutierrez wrote, "Any perceived tensions between management and the board are not because of any ill will or intent, but are the result of incongruities between GVB's enabling law and the board's bylaws. Whatever it was, it all boiled over at the last meeting on May 12th when board member George Chu blasted an investigation into alleged ethical and open government violations by the board, which were first raised by Gutierrez. Since then, all GVB board meetings have been suspended until the legal questions are resolved." Gutierrez also writes that, quote, "The bylaws purport to vest in the board itself the powers and control of the Bureau. The incongruity is simply that the bylaws give power to the board that the Enabling Act does not." Meanwhile, the governor has said she is monitoring the situation, but has no plans to step in.
There is, mandates of the board and by law. And by law, they are policy makers, and they approve policies, and they have to work with management. So if there is that needs to be worked out and discussed with them. They're intelligent individuals, and they know that we have to open tourism, and they know that we are economically recovering, and we have to work together, set differences aside, and let's move on and work together.
In his letter, Guterres said he will continue to conduct business as laid out in the enabling law, which he says gives him primary responsibility for maintaining, operating, developing, and administering the Bureau's business affairs. But he also revealed management's strategy for resolving what he describes as a decades-old problem. Guterres has ordered a top-down internal administrative review. He's also enlisting the help of external counsel and well-qualified compliance and control expert from the West Coast. He pledged that, quote, where our assessment reveals the need to cover an uncontrollable or unacceptable material issue, we will recommend changes to the law. For KUAM News, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
In response to GPA's proposed 28% rate increase, Democratic gubernatorial candidate Michael San Nicolas is calling on Governor Leon Guerrero to tap into the $70 million in American Rescue Plan funds to, quote, stave off the massive hike. San Nicolas issued a statement saying, quote, as of April 30th, there is $344 million in ARP money sitting in the bank. Running mate Sabrina Salas Matsinani said, quote, our people are already having a hard time putting food on the table, paying for gas, and are now forced to find a way to come up with even more money to keep their lights on, end quote. Governor's Communications Director Crystal Paco San Augustine responded, citing congressional Democrat efforts to lower gas prices and attack price gouging. Locally, she said the administration has issued $10 million in direct cash assistance to families and $27.5 million in tax refunds. She also noted that the impact of the last power rate increase was minimized because the administration provided GPA with $15 million in federal funding to help offset it. Still to come on Your News Leader, a proclamation signing an awards ceremony was held this morning to honor the life-saving actions and significant achievements of EMS providers island-wide. And beware of jellyfish. These stories and more coming up next on KUAM News.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
If you really want to find out what you're made of, you can forget the personality tests and social media quizzes. Because the only way you're ever going to know is by heading into the big, wild, raging, so damn beautiful it hurts world and finding out for yourself. Were you born to follow a path, or were you born free? These are the things we thought about when we made the new Grand Cherokee. Made for what you're made of.
At the beginning of the pandemic, being honored to be the chairperson of the Governor Advisory Group, we really appreciate the federal fund that helped Guam with the National Guard mobilization with all the test kit, and also the most important thing is the immunization. We successfully used on the fund to get about 90-95% of the people of Guam immunized. We want to go through the pandemic with minimal impact on the life of the people of Guam. I would like to send my thank you to Congressman Mike San Nicolas that make the people in Washington aware of Guam and our situation and provide on the federal fund. If you need any help for any grants, please contact Congressman San Nicolas' office.
Thank you for the federal funds.
Thank you for the federal
funds. Thank you for the federal funds.
Paid for with official funds from the office of Congressman Michael F.Q. San Nicolas.
KUAM News, winner of the 2022 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for the Culture Club.
Welcome back to Your News Leader. For the first time in 2 years, first responders were recognized by the island's chief executive this morning for their tireless contributions and earned achievements, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. Here's more.
Rising to the challenge, that's exactly what emergency medical service workers do on a daily basis, especially during the course of the COVID-19 pandemic. EMS Strong, Rising to the Challenge is this year's theme, and the contributions of those in the EMS field did not go unnoticed during the awards ceremony and proclamation signing Friday morning at the Guam Community College's multi-purpose auditorium. As various first responders and fire departments on the island gathered for the first time in over 2 years, Governor Leon Guerrero proclaimed May 15 through the 21st as EMS Week, which honors those who serve on the front lines. Joseph Sablon, a fire lieutenant at the Guam Fire Department, shared how it felt to be celebrated with his peers after not gathering to recognize their achievements in the last 2 years due to COVID.
It felt pretty great. I mean, it's been a forthcoming. It's been a while, 2 years in the making, where we're all focused on COVID, and it was an honor, a privilege to be out here, and it felt really good. Bring back the EMS committee again.
Sablon was the recipient of the Advanced EMT Award.
Really, the award is not just for me. It's a culmination of all of us doing the work together, because every one of us does great work, especially during these times of COVID.
Nino Garcia, a fire lieutenant of Anderson Fire, earned the EMT Provider of the Year, and he explained that it was a team effort.
The appreciation and the gratitude, like LT said, but also to know that EMS providers are public servants, and we're here for the public, we're here for the people of Guam, and we work together as a team.
Garcia shared the best part of the job.
The intrinsic fulfillment is the biggest highlight of the job. You just feel like you're giving back. They say it takes a village to raise one, and I think for us, being able to put a smile on people's face and when people are in need of help, I think that's the biggest highlight of our job, is just to be there for them.
In recognition of EMS Week, public and federal students were shown the ropes of the fire department. Island residents received a free training of basic information of CPR, Parade of Lights, and the Teddy Bear Clinic.
The Food and Drug Administration gave the green light earlier this week for kids ages 5 to 11 to receive their booster shot, but one hurdle remains. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention must decide to formally recommend the booster to the 5 to 11 age group. The Pfizer vaccine is the only COVID vaccine available for kids in the United States and its territories, and children that only take it will only receive the 1/3 of the dose given to those 12 and older. Public Health Interim Chief Medical Officer Dr. Bob Leon Guerrero confirmed that all DPHSS is waiting for is a CDC recommendation.
They're the ones that supply us the vaccine, so we have to follow what they normally follow what the FDA says, but we just have to wait, and then we can write a standing order for the clinics and public health to be able to give it.
Once the CDC approves the measure, those in the 5 to 11 age group can take their booster shot if it's been at least 5 months after the last dose. Public Health continues to urge getting their children vaccinated and boosted, as the COVID-19 virus is still around, and getting the shot helps prevent them from suffering serious complications due to the deadly virus. Newtown Chinese restaurant in Upper Tumon had its sanitary permit suspended and will be closed until further notice. The restaurant was inspected by Public Health's Division of Environmental Health last week, Friday, May 13th. After a complaint was filed against them, DEH observed multiple violations, including the presence of insects, rats, and animals, food surfaces not properly cleaned, and the food not being separated or protected properly. Other violations include food not being properly labeled or in its right container, utensils, equipment, and linens not being properly stored, and food not meeting the temperature requirements for cold holding. The restaurant received a D grade after the inspection. About 335 students will receive their hard-earned degrees from the University of Guam this Sunday at its Phenomkin 2022 commencement ceremony. Of that number, 3 are to earn honorary degrees, which are given to individuals who have become experts in their fields, earned the respect of the community, and made long-lasting contributions to society. The university's second group of civil engineering students, as well as 7 graduates earning a Master of Social Work through UOG's partnership program with the University of Hawaii at Manoa, will be among the degree recipients. Dr. John Ray Taitano will deliver the commencement address, according to a press release. Taitano, who earned his bachelor's in biology in 1968, is the first graduate of UOG to be accepted into the medical school and the first state surgeon of the Guam Air and Army National Guard. He has been an internal medicine specialist for 42 years and played an active role in Guam's medical community, and has led several boards and committees. Taitano is a 3-time winner of the UOG Distinguished Alumni Awards and will also be awarded an honorary degree at the ceremony on Sunday. Graduates are limited to 4 guests each. COVID-19 safety protocols will be in place for the ceremony. Although not required, face masks are highly encouraged. The graduation ceremony is scheduled for 2 p.m. Sunday at the UOG Cowell Fieldhouse. It will also be live streamed on UOG's Facebook page. If you plan to be in the waters in the coming days, you might want to be cautious of Guam beaches, as a box jellyfish advisory has been issued on Friday. The Guam Department of Agriculture's Division of Aquatic and Wildlife Resources Fisheries suggests people be on the lookout for box jellyfish. They can sting even if washed on the beach and dead, which can be found on the beach, in the water, and on reef flats. Guam DOAG anticipates the Marine Stingers to be on the island from May 24th through the 26th. If boxed jellyfish are seen, notify DAWR Fisheries at 671-735-0289, 94, or 81, or email fisheries@doag.guam.gov. Stay tuned. Up next, KUAM's Dave Delgado with your roundup of local sports here on the island.
We all start somewhere. We start with the day. We start with him. We start with family. We start with a lesson. And the perfect wave. We start here and here. We start at your office and your home. We start with the connections that matter the most, the ones that move us, change us, inspire us. In an ever-expanding world, personal connections are what tie everything together, what ties us together. We all start somewhere. At GTA, we start with you.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Triton Esports at the University of Guam and the Guam Army National Guard invite esports enthusiasts of all ages to compete in its Alpha Warrior Esports Championships tomorrow at the Micronesia Mall. The event features 6 free tournaments for gamers to test their skills and win more than $2,000 in prizes. It also features an exclusive tournament that will crown the island's best high school Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Athlete. Check-in for the event will be at 11 in the morning at the Micronesia Mall Center Court, with tournaments beginning promptly at noon. Switching over to some baseball. With the success of the UOG Tritons baseball team in the GML, the school is looking to build on the momentum. Head coach Roque Alcantara Jr. will be heading to Saipan for a baseball clinic and do some recruiting. The summer 2022 baseball clinic will run Thursday, May 26th from 5 to 8 p.m. and on Friday, May 27th, also from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Capitol Hill softball field in Saipan. The clinic is open to high school students ages 16 and up. Participants are asked to bring their own baseball equipment. First 25 participants will receive a limited edition Triton Athletics t-shirt plus other prizes. For more info, contact Coach Roque Alcantara Jr. at 747-4579 or UOG Athletic Director Doug Palmer at 735-2862 or email palmerd@triton.uog.edu. You can also check out UOG's websites, uog.edu/athletics, or their Facebook page at UOG Triton Athletics.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
I have a phone. I have no TV. Ooh, TV on phone. Get live TV on your phone or any device with DTV Plus from Docomo Pacific. Watch live channels or stream from your favorite apps on any device, all from your home Wi-Fi. No cable lines, no hassle, more savings. All for only $35 a month with your Link Bundle. DTV Plus, your cable TV on Wi-Fi. Ooh, TV on phone.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
爱似火燃烧，熊熊光像火环绕。我深深陷入爱的火环，爱澎湃让我无法自拔，火焰烧烧烧。
Rock Fired Shrimp, a flame-crafted favorite, now back at Panda Express.
Visit Micronesian Mall.
Welcome back. May 21st through the 27th is National Safe Boating Week, and recognizing the week, the Coast Guard and Coast Guard Auxiliary on Guam will be hosting an event on Saturday for the community. KUAM's Jonah Gancharfres has more.
The National Safe Boating Week campaign is held annually during the week leading up to Memorial Day weekend. Ken Fernandez is the Public Affairs Officer.
It marks our 51st anniversary of the Federal Boat Safety Act of 1971. It is our public outreach effort to spread the word. Not like in the mainland, where there's seasons. On Guam, it's perfect weather all year long, so we need to spread the word as much as we can throughout the year.
And with its focus on encouraging and promoting safe boating practices to protect lives on the water, the Coast Guard and Coast Guard Auxiliary on Guam will be holding a community event on Saturday, May 21st at the Hagåtña Boat Basin from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Robert Vasquez is the Guam Coast Guard Auxiliary Flotilla Commander, and he says several participants will be providing static displays and important safety information.
The different agencies that are involved with safety, Guam Police Department, the Coast Guard itself, the Actual Active Duty Coast Guard, also the Guam Fire Department and Rescue. And usually we'll have like NOAA out there just to give us, because they're actually, it takes care of like our environment and our waters here in the Pacific.
He adds that the family-friendly events mission is to spread awareness and encourage boaters to make the most of their boating adventure by being responsible. It's a great opportunity to remind all boaters to brush up on their boating safety skills. Along with the event taking place at the Hagåtña Boat Basin, there's also a virtual story hour that begins at 10 a.m., where you can win some cool prizes.
We are surrounded 360 degrees of water, so I think it's a good idea to bring family out so they have some kind of idea.
With summer approaching, here are some boating safety tips to keep you safe. Wear a life jacket. They save lives. In Guam, boaters are required to have one Coast Guard approved life jacket for each person aboard their vessel, and they must be in serviceable condition. Persons under 13 years old are required by law to wear a life jacket at all times, when in an open boat, on the deck of a boat, or when water skiing. Educate yourself through knowledge and skills-based training. The Coast Guard Auxiliary Boating Safety Education courses offer both virtual and in-person education classes. Boat sober. Alcohol consumption remains the single greatest contributing factor in recreational boating fatalities. Check all required safety equipment to make sure it's in good working order. Vessel safety checks by the Coast Guard Auxiliary are free. Check the weather. Be sure to look at the immediate weather forecast as well as the extended forecast. Weather can change in Guam in a matter of hours. Be prepared for it. And take multiple forms of communication devices and extra batteries and chargers. If you wish to know more information, you are encouraged to visit the following websites. Reporting for KUAM News, I'm Jonah Gancharfres.
We wrap up the show with your birthday shoutouts. Here's KUAM's Jason Salas.
May 20th birthday wishes going out to Henry III Cruz. Happy birthday. We love you so much as your family. Have a great day and great year. Hey, 365. Live life to the fullest and may you be blessed in everything you do. That's a beautiful shout out. Well done, family. Keolani Duenas Garcia celebrates birthday number 18 today. And to Keolani, may all your dreams and wishes come true. Your family is very, very proud of you, and they say, we love you very much, our baby girl. Shout out from all your friends as well. And Nyana C. Thompson, happy birthday number 27 from the Thompson family, who says, we love you to the moon and back. Man, that's a great way to get our island weekend started. So, shout outs to Henry, Keolani, and Nyana, who all have birthdays today, and they are awesome.
It's a time of the week where we announce the winner of a yummy Cold Stone Creamery cake.
Hey guys, your birthday winner this week is Andy Santiago, who was born on May the 14th. Andy! First, congratulations, man. We're really, really happy for you and your family, and we hope you enjoy your Cold Stone Creamery ice cream cake. We're going to reach out to you and let you know when you can pick up your prize. Happy birthday from all of us, all Guamanians, Jigo, Tuhumatek, everybody, because you are this week's winner.
You could be a part of our Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by checking out KUAM.com. And that's going to do it for us here tonight on Friday. Guahusi Isaiah. Again, thank you for watching. Good night and stay safe, Marianas.
The One Micronesia podcast is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Howdy guys, and we're back. One Micronesia podcast, another week, another show. And remember, the show brought to you by Docomo Pacific. So here on the show with me today, honestly, I am super happy to just sit down, catch up. It's been a minute. I'm here with the sister, the one, the only, Cami D. Egarella.
Cami,
thank you so much, Cami.
It's so nice to be back. It's so nice to be here.
Thank you.
And like I said, this interview, very my style. I love it.
Right, we're outside here. We got to shout outs to UOG for having us here, letting us just use their outside here, just to switch things up. I need the restrictions are being lifted, so might as well just get out there and just go back to doing what we used to do, kind of what a normalcy, some kind of. So, Cami, I think I got you on the podcast here. I mean, it's been a long time coming. We're both busy. Everything's been crazy during the pandemic, and I was like, you know what? You were always on the list, and I was like, today, and then with this beautiful weather, I'm like, why not? Let's get Cami on. Let's get to hear Cami's story. And if you don't know Cami, well, go search her up, because if everybody out there should know who Cami is. Started out as a dancer, and then model, and then now she's doing something amazing, not for only the people of Guam and the Marianas, but also for Micronesia. So we'll talk about that later on. But let's catch up. Cam, how you been doing?
So good, and it's so nice to see you again. Like, it's such a treat to see you twice in like the same month. So this is sick, and AAPI month too. So that's awesome.
That's cool. Well, I'm glad you agreed to take the time and to share with us. So, Cami, every time I start, and I let the viewers know who I'm interviewing, and I kind of let them get to know them first before we get into the other stuff. So let's start with you. Let's start with how it all started for you. Was it dancing first? Was it modeling? Which one came first? Let's start there.
All right. Well, Hafade Zantiro, everyone. I'm Cami, as Vic said, and I'm super happy to be here. And to answer that question, it was the dancing that came first, for sure. I always start this story by saying that as a nanny, I was super energetic, and my mom didn't know what to do with me, so she put me in dance, and then from there, it just kind of snowballed after that. And I always credit dancing with Skip Entertainment Company as the foundation to how I was able to grow into myself and kind of find that confidence to speak in front of a camera and to be in front of a camera. And I kind of mentioned this before, but being in front of the camera kind of did influence that shift from going in front to behind. So I think as I'm getting older, I'm having even more fun being behind the camera and using my creativity in that way rather than being in front of it. But yes, dancing was the start. I didn't start thinking about that until I got older, but I do think that dancing was sort of that foundation for me when it came to, representing where I'm from and, having that pride in where I'm from. Like you said, every summer we would travel to different places and compete, and I think that's where my desire to rep Guam and to rep the Marianas really started. That sense of